This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets. Workbook Nuggets was written to be a commentary or study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading the book's full commentary on today's workbook lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some impromptu thoughts and comments on today's lesson and my commentary. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 25, January 25. I do not know what anything is for. The lesson says that everything is for your own best interest. It sure doesn't feel that way, but that is because you have mistaken your body and personality for the real you. You have mistaken your ego for yourself. When you wake to the realization that you are not your ego, the truth of the lesson and the course becomes clear. To the vast majority of people on earth, today's lesson seems like nonsense. And it is nonsense from the perspective of their separate egos. In today's commentary, I highlighted a crucial course concept that underlies the lesson, and that is, in our ordinary consciousness, we mistake our ego, our created self-image, for our self. You are not your ego. You are something far greater than your body and that small and fragile self-image. Now, I'd like to unpack another important part of the lesson. The lesson tells us that it is crucial to your learning that you give up your ego goals. Since you are not your ego, giving up ego goals makes perfect sense. But it goes deeper than that. First, let's make clear what giving up ego goals does not mean. It doesn't mean that we should give or that we should not have worldly goals. While living in the world of ordinary time and bodies, we can, and indeed must, have all the usual obligations and plans of a responsible adult. Shirking your responsibilities to family, your community, and the world is not being spiritual. The lesson is asking you to give up ego goals, not worldly ones. What's the difference? Well, an ego goal has nothing to do with reality. It's all about you, or more accurately, your internally created image of yourself. We all have constructed such an image of ourselves, and we guard and protect it with a savage resolve. But remember, you are not your ego. As stated in the lesson, quote, you perceive the world and everything in it as meaningful in terms of ego goals. These goals have nothing to do with your best interests because the ego is not you. This false identification makes you incapable of understanding what anything is for. End quote. So that's the lesson. It is clearing the way for you to give up ego goals by showing you that they are not really your goals at all. Ego goals help neither you nor the world. They simply keep you obsessing over your self-generated image of yourself. But worst of all, they keep you focused on the illusion. And that is the real point of the lesson. Ego goals are a particularly powerful tool of the ego. They keep you focused in the wrong direction. They keep the ego relevant. They keep it alive. Seeing ego goals for what they are, seeing that they are meaningless for the real you, is another block removed on your path of return, your path home. And that is the ultimate goal of the Course.